what are you going to say about women's leadership? It doesn't exist.
I think it's important to be the master of your own life.
We really need empowerment.
I am a bit of a superwoman. We all have the same insecurities. We all pass through self-doubts, not enough confidence.
I used to be offended when people tell me, oh, you look beautiful.
People would class you as, oh, she's not that intelligent, so she went to modeling. Hi, and welcome to Empower Beauty. My name is Nicola.
And my name is Daria. And in this episode, you will get to know us better. And you will hear a story behind Empowered Beauty Project.
Yes, and our concept and how we came together as well. So it's quite an interesting episode. So let me start with myself. My name is Nicola. I've been a makeup artist for 25 years. I used to live in London. Now I'm living in Malta. In London, I had worked for a makeup company, Bobbi Brown. I had done the London Fashion Week. Then when I moved to Malta, I had worked on films. I had worked on Troy. I had worked on the Malta Fashion Awards. I had won 2 awards myself, which was a fantastic experience. Then I got married and I had kids. I slowed down my pace. But now I'm full steam ahead, creating new projects and new dreams and letting my creative juices flow. And that's how I got to meet this beautiful girl, Daria.
A little bit of my background. So currently I'm working as a life and business coach for women. But my background, I used to live in another country, in Russia. And 5 years ago, I decided to change my life completely. I quit my job. I used to work as a PA in the largest Russian bank. I quit my job. I stopped my long-term relationship. I gave all my clothes for charity.
Those words. Gave away all your clothes, and I know how nice you dress as well. So
yeah, I did it. I said that I have just one-way ticket and plan to study English for 10 weeks.
You're forgetting the part where you said that you traveled to Malta with just 23 kilos.
Yes.
And that was it.
Was.
That for me was like, how did you leave your life and just put 23 kilos worth of your life in one luggage? That's amazing.
I think like this, you're realizing that you don't need a lot.
Yes, it's true. And you had one
like this, you don't want to carry your background, your past. You just start
your baggage.
Yes. You just start life from the beginning. So that's how it happened. I came to Malta. I studied English. Then I had an opportunity to study MBA. Then I discovered my passion. It's always was in me, like desire to get to know myself better, to progress, I was always reading self-help books or personal development books, attending lots of courses, trainings, programs, but I ignored it. I didn't want to acknowledge this part of me. And finally I realized that that's something which I'm passionate about, something which I'm enjoying doing, especially during my MBA program. I started practicing with my mom because I had a model dedicated to personal development and coaching. And I realized that that's something natural which I have within me, and there was another story, I think, leading to this point of my life. I was always interested in women's leadership. In fact, I wanted to write my thesis about leadership for women, but I didn't find support. Not from my partner, not from my tutors. They were asking me, like, what are you going to say about women's leadership? It doesn't exist. So
you would think in this day and age, those words would not come out of someone's mouth, but it just goes to show the state of the environment that women still face. You know?
Yes, but I don't want to tackle it from the perspective of being a victim. I think things happen in the right time and in the right way. So a few years after, I realized that I still want to do this project. I'm still passionate about empowering women, about promoting women's leadership, about discovering personal and helping other people to discover potential, personal strengths, abilities, to help to to set goals, to find a vision. So I just wanted to share with other girls like me who may be passing through similar life experiences. They don't have a support, or they have some struggles. So
that's how we met.
Yes,
really.
indeed.
I mean, we're very different but very alike, me and Daria, in the sense that we are both very passionate about helping humanity, being of some service to humanity. We're very positive. We see always a glass half full instead of half empty. And in fact, I came across Daria's life coaching courses last year.
Was one of my first clients.
Yes.
I was organizing group coaching, so I posted an ad about workshops, and Nicola was one of my first clients.
And it really came up randomly because I had been working on myself through the COVID period. I kind of locked myself up because I'm autoimmune, so I was very much scared of catching COVID, and please know we got it 3 times. But I used that time to reflect and work on myself internally, which I was always so busy with children and school and work life that I never had that time to really dig deep and say, what do I want for myself? What do I want out of my life, my next chapter in my life, being in my 40s? And somehow I kept sort of putting it out in the universe, and I came across your ad, and I was like, is this the universe trying to give me a hint? And then I was like, it's not really sort of, not like, sort of in Malta, everyone would go with a friend or something like that. But this is something that I knew I wanted to go and do it by myself. And I knew I wouldn't know anyone. And I said, you know what? It's something that was attracting me. And I never looked back.
So something that I'm asking universe all the time when I organize my events for women. All the time ask, please send me the right women. People with whom I can share my philosophy or something which I believe in, and the people who can brought their experience, and I can learn something from them as well. And you brought your positivity, your energy,
my 1001 ideas, just not knowing how to ground them, you know. But you helped me in that sense. And funny enough, with all sort of that transpired afterwards, you one day called me and said, you know, like, let's join forces.
Yeah, I moved to London for a couple of months to figure out what I want to do next, and I took some training courses as well. And I realized that you was the last person whom I met when I was leaving Malta, and he was the first person whom I met when I was returning back. And I realized that we are so similar, and we have similar passions, similar aspirations, similar ideas, desires, that we can complement each other. Me working internally, like I promote personal development, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-acceptance, self-love, and we work in the same direction.
I work on the external, so looking after your skin, looking after your body and makeup, taking off the misconception that, you know, you have it's maybe too overindulgent if you want to, you know, have an 8-step beauty regime. Where no, if that's what makes you feel good on the inside and outside, why not? You know, it's self-love. You should look after yourself. You should be proud to look after yourself. It's not overindulgent. And
I think it's a stereotype. When you look beautiful, it means that you will have something within, or...
Exactly, that's very true. I never saw it like that, but it's true. It is a stereotype, I think, that if you show that you love yourself externally, then they say, oh, how egotistical, or have a negative connotation with it, with not necessarily.
In fact, before I met you, I always used to hide, like, my appearance. I didn't want to show up. I was always wanted people perceive me as being a smart girl, like having few educations, MBA, like having goals, achieving them, rather than being beautiful. I used to be offended when people tell me, "Oh, you look beautiful." I was like,
sad. Yeah,
it would be better if you said
how
like the compliment how intelligent I am.
Well, I can relate to that because growing up, you know, I had done a bit of modeling, and the same. I used to hate to feel. That's why I then went behind the camera, because I never felt confident being in front of the camera, because more because of this, not because I actually, now with Instagram I'm filming myself, and It was more the stereotype that people would class you as, oh, she's not that intelligent, so she went to modeling. Or, and it's really sad because it's just one part of your character or your persona.
I believe it's about self-acceptance as well.
Yes.
So you would accept few personalities within you, being smart, being beautiful, and being successful, and chasing your goals, and managing family life, and lots of social commitments, which I really admire in you.
How sweet. Thank you. I know. And you know what? These are all things that I used to take for granted, which you really highlighted and made me feel like, you know what? I am a bit of a superwoman.
Yes, you are.
And before I used to think, like these are things that I had to do because as you know, I'm very motivated. I want to, like if I set a goal, I want to achieve it. But I never gave myself the tap on the back, which is one thing that you really taught me, which I'm very grateful to make me realize that you have to see your accomplishments and accomplishments and say, well done, along the way. Doesn't have to be the end goal, but the little goals that you set to get there.
Yes, exactly.
So these are all life lessons and empowered beauty that we will be sharing with you. Because we all passed through, that's what we were realizing, that we all passed through similar issues.
So our different life stories, backgrounds, experiences, focuses and priorities, it brought us to Empowered Beauty Project.
Exactly.
And topics which we are going to cover in our project from my side will be, as I already mentioned, confidence, goal setting, motivation, self-esteem, self-acceptance, self-love, and lots of issues which women are experiencing, but either we are not addressing them or hiding them very well, or we're just ashamed or afraid to speak about it. So we really would love to create an environment where we can be open and to help each other.
And make people realize that we all pass through similar feelings. Whether you're a full-time mom or you are a CEO of a company, it's fundamentally and emotionally, we all fall through the same pitfalls of life. We all have the same insecurities. We all pass through self-doubts, not enough confidence. So we would like to highlight them and give people tools.
Yeah, really tangible tools and solutions. We really would like to hear challenges which they're passing through, setbacks, how they overcome these issues, and to show all their story.
Exactly, the self-belief.
Retouching moments.
Yes, for sure. And on my side, I will be giving talking about topics about skincare, makeup, feelings behind your skincare routine and your makeup routine, giving you ideas about what are good ingredients to follow. Sometimes we think, oh, now it's trendy to have a 7-step routine. Well, you don't need to follow any rules and regulations really in beauty. It's what works for you. So if you find 3 products that work for you, that's good enough. So I will be giving you tips and tricks about new products, new skincare ingredients, which are beneficial for most people, new makeup tricks as well, learning the secrets of our guests, about their beauty regimes and how they self-love as well, looking after themselves internally and externally.
Yeah, I think we would love also to delve into different stereotypes. As I already mentioned, like being, you either can be beautiful or you can be smart, or
why can't you be both? Which most women are both. They're very intelligent and beautiful as well. And why should you shouldn't be ashamed of that. You should embrace both parts of yourselves, It's part of being a full woman, I think.
Exactly. I have a question for you, which I'm asking myself and trying to find an answer. As being a woman, do we really need empowerment?
So I think empowerment means being in control of your life, knowing your life path and being in control of your destination. I'm a bit of a control freak, so I'm lucky that my husband lets me be the driver in our relationship and in our family dynamic, because he knows I'm very much, I like to have my way. But saying that, I think it's important to be the master of your own life. And that's what empowerment means to me. Being confident, having the knowledge and the drive to push yourself to where you want to arrive. And what's your idea of being empowered?
Oh, actually, it's a good question. I really like seeing women who have goals, who have ideas where they want to be, and I'm seeing empowerment as me helpful them to achieve their final destination, I would say, and enjoy the journey. And when I see my girls launching their projects and they invite me for an event or launching a book, for example, I'm seeing that my mission is completed.
Oh, you're such a giving person, really. That's the one thing that drew me towards you when we first met. You are just so giving and so nurturing, which is something, you know, it's amazing. I have a lot of love for you.
Thank you very much for sharing your idea of empowerment. I really liked it. And obviously we should mention that our supportive system, our parents, our family, husband, children, it is extremely important. You can't consider a woman as being just one.
No man is an island.
Of course.
As you know, when we first started our project and our journey together, I've had my whole family supporting, even my children.
And still, during our journey, I love it.
Yes, it's important. We are all connected as humanity, and we all rely on each other, and we all need to energize from each other as well. And I think it's very important to
be together during our difficult life periods and support each other and celebrate our achievements.
So we've talked about empowerment. Let's talk about the misconception about beauty. I think beauty has become such a diverse multimedia now, and with the Instagram, TikTok, and all the other social media handles, anyone can be a makeup artist, to be honest, if you really try your hardest. And with all the new skincare regimes and tricks and gimmicks as well. But I think it can be a little bit still overwhelming for the average person. Mm-hmm. And I think some of the things you see is not necessarily right for you or correct for you to use. What's your feeling as someone who loves the aesthetics like me? You love to look after yourself, you love, to do a bit of makeup, you love to look after your skin and your hair. What's your idea of sort of that external beauty, and then vice versa?
I believe now was going to be a confession.
Okay. We like confessions.
I don't put that much effort and attention to my beauty, but I do necessary things. I stick to skincare, which I do on a daily basis. Like
I remember when you were in London and you were telling me, like, it's amazing, there's so much choices, what should I choose? And I was like, oh my God, get a pen and paper, I have so many things to tell you to buy.
I entered the shop, I was like, I feel like I'm a little girl.
To the candy shop of makeup and skincare.
Exactly, like what should I buy?
But then it was overwhelming as well. On the flip side, I think.
You mean in case of
luggage? No, it was like, even what do you choose? There's so much variety, so many ingredients, and unless you really...
I definitely needed your advice, because when you have so many options, when you have a big choice, you are lost. You're completely lost. You need to consider your skin type. You need to consider ingredients inside, which is obviously I'm not aware of, so that's why I called you to ask your advice.
Exactly. And then how do you relate that to your inner self-belief?
Obviously, when I look great and I know that everything is according to my standards, I feel amazing.
You have to fix yourself internally, but then show it externally.
It should go together, like our project.
You can't wear, and that's the misconception. Sometimes people wear a mask to hide the feelings or the imperfections, I mean, I wake up in the morning and I want to cover my imperfections, but I nurture myself first. I go for my morning walk, I listen to my affirmation. So when it comes to my morning routine of skincare and makeup, it's just an added layer, like a piece of clothing. you know? And I think that's one thing that we need to realize, that these things go hand in hand. It's not one or the other.
Yes, yes, yes. The way how you feel and the way how you look, it should always go together.
Exactly. And they should be not masking or not taking away or not hiding. They should be a complement to how you are, how you want to express yourself to the world.
So now you know our backgrounds, story, how we met each other, and idea behind Empower Beauty Project.
So I have a question for you. What does Empower Beauty mean for you? Drop us a comment below. I'd be very interested to know your responses. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow us on our social media handles, and we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.
In the next episode.